In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, the Truthful, and the Most Just. May Allah's Salam Alaikum. We are thankful to Allah that we are able to meet with you once again for congregational prayer service. We want to remind you that we are living in the day of judgment, and that we should be very mindful of the keeping up of prayer and the guarding against evil. As I was teaching you last night, as you recall, is we make the messages clear that you may not doubt the meeting with your Lord. For until the day, it's just like there's no doubt that the sun is shining out there because everything is clear. So keep up prayer, and as long as you have eyes and ears, and as long as there's life in you, remember I told you the human body is made for one purpose. Is to manifest what the mind is thinking. In chapter 41 of the Holy Quran, starting at the 19th verse, and chapter 13 of the book of Matthew, and the 24th verse. In the book of Matthew, the 24th verse, it says, "Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way, making evil fast seeming." That's what he was told. That's the right way with me. And he went on about his way, making evil fast seeming. And but when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy to man hath done this. Any, that's what we've been carrying around with us. A mind that is absolutely an enemy to us, destroying us, like a person walking around with cancer. Every time you eat, the cancer gets nourished and everything. And it's destroying its own host. And that's the way this mind of this world has been doing. It's destroying its own host. Remind me tomorrow to teach on the grafted devil. And then you will, if I don't get to it, remind me to do so. And he said, An enemy have done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay. Lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Just as there are people that look like me, that you're not even safe to turn your back on. There are people that look like Abraham Lincoln, that their people are not safe to turn their back on. There are people that look like Confucius, that the Chinese people can't turn their back on without fearing. Among every people, there's a lookalike that ain't good for nothing. So you can't judge who's devil by looking at him. Wheat and tare look alike, same color, and are intermixed with each other. So if you pull one up, then you pull the other one up. You can root the other one up with them. But if you let them grow together, then when they're in the harvest, you can. So it says, "Let them nay, lest while you gather up the tares, you root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather you together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them. But gather the wheat into my barn. And the day when the enemies of Allah are gathered to the fire, they will be formed into groups, bundles." That's chapter verse 19. It says, until when they come to it, their ears and their eyes and their skins will bear witness against them as to what they did. What's another way of saying what they did? and spend out of what we have given you. Ring a bell now? Huh? What they spent their time doing. What you spend time doing is what you did. So it says, and they will say to their skins, why bear ye witness against us? And they will say, Allah, who makes everything speak, has made us speak. As we brought Confucius as a witness against them, as we brought Muhammad as a witness against these who run around here cutting people's heads off and all this stuff, as we bring Jesus against these, as we bring everybody a witness from every people, we bring Elijah. You see how I brought the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to witness against them who lie and say lie in his name? And they will say, when they ask, well, why is he borne witness against us? Says, they will say to them, Allah, who makes everything, has made us speak. And he created you at first, and to him you are returned. I make peace and created evil. That's what's written. What's happening? Where's go there and check on that boy right now. Go down there and check on the. What is he doing down there? Well, who's down there crying? What's the problem? So, what were they all told to do? To do what? Uh-huh. Can't have no judgments if you ain't got no witnesses to call. Allah, who makes everything speak. Has made us speak. You see how we making these written words speak to you? You couldn't make them do that. We're making them speak the truth to you. No guesswork. And so, it says, he created you at first. I form the light and create the prince of darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. And you did not cover yourselves, lest your ears and your eyes and your skins should bear witness against you. And it says, but you thought that Allah knew not much of what you did. I told you everything was written down in here, everything people say. It's like the fella coming in to start off with his repertoire, talking about, I don't disagree with nothing you're doing, but it's your theology or your what you teach. That's all. That was already said. For the works we stone you not. You think I don't know who I'm listening to and talking to? We just respited you until this day here. That's why one of the reasons we call him a serpent, because, you know, the snake, he crawl out of his skin. He get new skin. Every time we burn them, we give them new skins and burn them all over again. Bind them in bundles. To do what? To burn them. All your false religions, all your made up religions came out of you and the books you made. And you justify your wickedness by the lies you done put in your book. Yeah. And won't be long now. It says, and you did not cover yourselves, lest your ears and your eyes and your skins should bear witness against you. The head of every man is who? The very ones that they claim that they believe in and follow bear witness against them. I ask them repeatedly, call on the one that you say you believe in. You say you follow Jesus. Quote Jesus' words that condemn what I'm saying. Like I'm quoting him to condemn you. A world full of hypocrites. People that can't appreciate nobody that come to them and do good. They think you a fool for doing good for them. Always coming at you from an angle to try to beat you out of something. Okay? And that your evil thought, which you entertained about your Lord, ruined you. So have you become of the lost ones. You become of the devils. And for all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. The Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost ones. As Abraham Lincoln said, in his address when he was after the United States had became, had fought a revolutionary war to become a new nation. 87 years later, he said, our fathers brought forth to this continent a new nation. You see, when they was colonies of England, they wasn't no new nation. That's why he said 87 years ago. He said, instead of 200 and some years ago. Conceived in liberty. Well, approximately 460 years ago, Our forefathers were brought over here in chains. A new nation was brought over here in chains, conceived in hope. Later, I'll go into depth of what's meant by that. The hope of freedom. Faith that seems not faith. You don't have to hope for something that you see. You hope for something that you don't see. So there's so much. And I hope everybody on this planet will listen to me and will take away so that he that will can take away to his Lord. I invite any of you to bring forth any saying from any wise man that can condemn anything that I say to you. Just bring it forth. I don't care if it's from Confucius. I don't care if it's from Buddha. I don't care if it's from Krishna. I don't care who it's from. You bring it forth. Let me hear what the wise man said that condemned me. The only thing you get from them is they bear me witness like the stars. Go out there and find a star that boasts its light while the sun is up. Find a star out there that when the sun is in its glory in the heavens. Find a star that says, no, look over here at me. Out of all of the trillions of stars in the universe, when the sun is up, you don't see none of them. And the sun don't set. You turn out of its light. So that optical illusion about rising and setting is created by you turning in and out of the light. The sun sits all right. But there's so much to learn. And you should keep up prayer. Ask Allah to keep you in your right mind. Because there's a whole lot of people losing theirs. A fool is a person whose mind is dysfunctional. And fools always rushing in where angels got sense enough not to try to go. So, if the angels had sense enough to bow down, if I was you, I'd follow them. I ain't telling you to trust me. I'm telling you to trust the one that you say you did trust. If you can't find nothing in their words that justified distrust in me. What is your problem? It's like a man tells me that he believes I'm God, and then in the next breath he disrespect me. I mean, how you call me Yaqub and then you turn around and disrespect me? What do you think Yaqub was? You think Yaqub was the devil? No, he was the maker of the devil. Dummy. Because you made a car, that don't make you a car. You know, it's sad. We live in a world that's so so far from uprightness. People in this world are always talking what they don't know. I want to say to all of you that if you see our children sleeping up to age 10, no, not let them sleep. It's okay. You know, they are the kingdom. I don't mind that. But as you get older, you will. I know it don't put you to sleep all of the time, but sometimes children just go to sleep. But they reach a point where pretty soon it don't put them to sleep, and that's you know, it's a lot of things that I see now and understand now that I did not see and understand even yesterday. So I'm the universe is a magnificent place. Things that are hidden from us, there are forces in the universe that bring those things into view. That's just, the way it's designed. So let there be light. That's just another way of saying manifest. Let things become manifest. Makes every day really a new day. And as we meet life with the attitude of a child, we discover that there's so much to learn. Yeah, so much to learn. So, because they doubt the meeting with their Lord, the next verse says, That then if they are patient, the fire is their abode. And if they ask for goodwill, they are not of those who are granted goodwill. Because he that believeth not on the Son is condemned already, because he have not believed in the word of God. It's like a man that have a curable disease, but he don't believe in doctors. So he never go to the doctor. So he's condemned. Just that simple. You know, there's certain things when before it's everything really, but I say most things. Before you have light, thing could be right in front of you and you never see it. You've seen that before. That's an eerie feeling. When the lights go off at night, power go off, and you discover that darkness is really something, man. You can't even see your own hand, and if you put it right in front of your face, all you can do is detect that it's there. Not with your eyes, though. It's just like you can feel its warmth. You discover that there is a way you have of detecting when something is nearby you, huh? Even if you can't see it. But it's amazing how thick darkness can be, huh? To have your eyes wide open and can't see nothing. It's terrible. And then, so that's what I mean. That you and I are brought into the light on this earth in degrees. It happens in a gradual way. So it's not to shock us or to hurt the eyes. It just gradually happens. You see? It's one thing to think you understand. It's another thing to know you understand. You see? The words of God are not shallow. They are deep. And as as with all, even when you go into deep water, even the shallow part of it feels different than shallow water. It's actually thicker. You see? I guess that's the best way I can describe it. See, you go out in deep water that's miles deep. It don't feel the same as a swimming pool. See, so likewise, the word of God, just like that term, grafted devil. We was thinking that was just Talking about white people. As the messenger said, if you, anything that's grafted can be called the devil, because it's taken out of the original. You see. So we got a lot that we, thought we understood, and we really didn't. So, but it wasn't time. But now it's time. So every people, every town, out of every nation comes a witness. So, and you'll notice when I give everybody a chance, they claim to be religious. When I give everybody a chance to call on the one that they said they believed in, it's just like Prophet Muhammad said it was going to be. And we said, oh, Jesus, why don't you intercede for us? And Jesus, as good as said to him, I'm worried about myself. I can't do nothing. You on your own. You trying to argue with the Lord. You on your own. I can't help you. Can't you see that I'm getting it off of me? So that's as good as what they're saying to you. Muhammad ain't gonna help you. You trying to make him everything, and his word said Muhammad is but a messenger. Messengers indeed have passed away before him. If then he dies or is killed, will you turn back on your heel? And so ain't no sense you trying to make him more than what he claimed he was. I ain't hear none of them tell you they was your Lord. They all told you about the coming of their Lord and your Lord. I remember the messenger said, a brother asked him, he said, dear apostle, you told us you was going to tell us where the two safe places was. And the messenger said, did I say that? And he kind of chuckled. He said, well, there is one with your Lord and my Lord. And that was that. Yeah, because the messengers of God was your Lord. And all of them are with me. This is the safe place with me. Not in the physical sense. That's not the requirement. Only if I tell you to come in. But if you with me in your mind, you safe. I don't care where you are. So you got no business walking around afraid. I'm not afraid. What are you afraid of? I only fear to be on the wrong side of God's word. But the things that the world is afraid of, walking into a mall and getting shot down and blowed up, I ain't scared of that. Do you not see Allah showing you that since I've been talking about these people, they're catching these people that's planning to blow stuff up and everything? and one they don't catch blowing himself up. That's the way Allah fix you. You think you need to blow somebody up, then blow yourself up. It's your wicked self. So, misrepresenting Islam, trying to. Minute someone looked at even the Nation of Islam that they call Nation of Islam, you couldn't accuse us of terrorism because everybody knew we didn't tolerate weapons. Unless you thought hollering at you would terrorize you. But we sure ain't had no weapon to terrorize you with, because we don't believe in that. And even as a little child, you used to say sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can't never hurt me. Huh? But you'd have thought we was some of the worst people on the planet to hear y'all tell it. And all we was doing was telling the truth about what we experienced and suffered under white people. Telling us we teaching hate. And you the one been going around here lynching and murdering people. So, you know, I don't have to hear that, you see. I don't have to hear no foolishness. You know, I'll let you manifest your foolishness to the world so the world will know why you finna get what you getting. But as far as me having to hear your foolishness, I'll let the world hear it. That's why I don't talk to you privately. I can get you in here in front of everybody and let everybody else hear you. I don't need to hear you. I already know you're a fool. You see? You done rejected the religion of Abraham. Allah already described you to me. So, you know, I'm not in doubt about who I'm dealing with. The minute you open your mouth, after you get a few words out, I know about who I'm dealing with. You don't know who you're dealing with. So, you should have followed boss. When he shut his mouth, you should have shut yours. Okay? Let's stand and have prayer. Hut, tent, hut. Original salute. Ready front. Prayer position. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. And I bear witness that I know of none who deserves to be served or worshipped beside thee. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all holy praise is due and be to thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds. The Beneficent, the Most Merciful Master of the day of requital. Thee do we serve and thee do we beseech for help. O Allah, please continue to guide us and keep us on the right path and way. the straight path and way of thee and those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not the crooked paths and ways of Satan and those upon whom thy wrath is or will be brought down, nor the foolish paths and ways of those who go astray or who are led astray, even after they've heard and been given the true understanding of thy holy word and teachings. Truly, I have again turned myself to thee, O Allah, striving to be totally upright, to thee who originated the heavens and the earth, and I am not of the polytheists. Truly my prayers, my sacrifices, my life and my death are all for thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds. No associate hast thou, and this am I commanded, and I am of those who submit. O Allah, thou art the King. I know of no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thy servant. I've been greatly unjust to myself, and I confess my faults and weaknesses. So please grant me and my true followers and family continuous protection against all of our faults and weaknesses. For none grants protection against faults and weaknesses but thee. And guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts. For none can guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts but thee. And turn us away from and remove from us the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts. For none can turn us away from and remove from us the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts but thee. And O Allah, we seek thy continuous refuge and protection from anxiety and grief. And we seek thy continuous refuge and protection from lack of strength and laziness. And we seek thy continuous refuge and protection from cowardice, niggardliness, hypocrisy, envy, jealousy, lust, depression, adultery, fornication, and from all forms of temptation and from all uncleanness and unrighteousness and immorality. And we seek thy continuous refuge and protection from hypocrites, disbelievers, backsliders, and devils, and from their evil and treacherous actions and plans against us, and from being infected with their evil and treacherous attributes and adversely affected by them. And O Allah, suffice thou us with those things which thou hast made lawful for us, and let that keep us away from those things which thou hast prohibited unto us. And with thy grace, free us from desiring or doing things which are displeasing unto thee, and bless us and mold us into that upright and purified nation of righteous Muslims, which Abraham and Ishmael prayed for to be raised from their offspring. And O Allah, please keep us in our right minds at all times, and let us not be or turn hypocrites or cowards, and remove from us the evil state of mind and thoughts of devils, and place within us the righteous state of mind and thoughts that are in accord with thy uprightness and righteousness. And save us from the hell that thou hast promised the devils and their followers, and grant that we not only see the hereafter, but live with thee therein. Amen. Attention. Hut. Original salute. Ready front. You may be seated. Everywhere you go, you always have company, lots of company. That's the one thing you cannot run away from, is yourself. You take your devils and your angels with you everywhere you go. And sometimes they take you. So be careful. Put on the whole armor of God so that the devil don't gain the mastery over you. And the more you resist the devil, the more the thoughts that come from the devils begin to perish. Until pretty soon, you don't even hear so much as his whisper. So that is what you want. That Allah, you seek refuge in the Lord of the dawn. Whenever something dawns on you, it's because the truth came to you. So seek refuge in the truth from the whisperings of the slinking devil. Okay. You know, the subliminal messages, they creep into your mind, they slink into your mind. And the only protection you have is knowing the truth. Once you know the truth, then the evil thought can't take root in you. Unless you invite it. It can't trick you. You have to invite it to. See? Can't hide him. So all praises due to Allah. So, any questions? And may Allah bless us all, keep us safe. And the new year done came and went. May Allah's salam alaikum.